And welcome to Santaroga Surplus. I was going to do a project series of videos with this. This is the Rossi, they call it the Gallery Gun. It's the new Rossi pump action. So here's the deal. Rossi stopped making the Winchester clone, which was quite a nice little rifle, and we've got one. It's a 16-inch barrel, flush magazine. I think it holds 12 rounds, maybe 13. I can't remember exactly. I don't usually get to shoot it. I shoot in 1890 full length, and it has a short stock. It's wood. It's nice. It's a really popular one for shop girl. She really likes to carry it. So they stopped making it, and now this thing is out. And I was really interested in trying something, a $200 pump action rifle. Maybe it'll be worth it. It's the kind of thing that would make even though it's not takedown, it would make a really handy little survival gun if it's set up properly. And it's got all the stuff here to set it up properly. So you've got this plastic stock, which is a true piece of shit, but it's a nice hollow plastic stock. If you want to store ammo in here or something, you can drill, make the fittings, 3D print it, and an insert, whatever. This isn't a hard one to do, or modify, because it's a pretty simple cut. You can just make a stock. Holding 50 rounds of 22 in here is not a big deal. Shouldn't be a problem. It's got a sling swivel included. I don't know why it has one sling swivel included and then nothing in the front at all, but it does have pseudo M-lock spots on the sides, so maybe something. What I would suggest is a barrel band sling swivel if you're going to do that. It's just not included. The sights are absolutely atrocious looking. However, they're bright, okay? They're bright, they're clear, they're plastic and wobbly, and I'm not sure, okay? It would take me several hundred more rounds to be sure about the sights. They don't seem too far off in general for the 20 rounds that I have put through this, and I have put 20 rounds of CCI quiets through this. That's a 710 foot per second low pressure round, and we'll get into why that's all I've put into it shortly. So this is your you can pump, and I'm kind of annoyed, so I'm like, excuse me if I'm going through a little bit of difficulty here, but this thing is not making me very happy, and I'll show you why in a minute. The potential's there. The potential is really there for a really nice survival gun, truck gun, but it's never going to meet up to expectation. It's never going to meet up to expectations. Let me talk to the camera, because I don't know if I'm ever going to shoot it again. So, a couple details going in. The barrel band, you can see, just moves. Like, maybe it needs to be tighter. Maybe it's just not tight from the factory. But there's no way I'm going to go into the field with that. Clear, again. Everything in the shop is clear, but you can do that. The magazine tube, okay, it does not, let me show you, it does not have an upward cut to catch the pin, okay, the retaining pin that's, you slide it down and then you rotate it over. It doesn't come up. There's nothing coming up to lock it in place, so it's just going to fall off. I have no idea what the hell the O-ring thing is for. I guess that's to add a little pressure to it or something. It's stupid. It's not well done. I'm not a fan of plastic sights. I'm not a fan of the way they're mounted. I'm honestly not a fan of the 18-inch barrel. I think that if you're just going to do this, you should just go ahead and do the 16 or do a 20. You know, if they'd done a 20, if they'd done it right, you'd have enough room there to thread the barrel, which would be somewhat useful. It's not there. So it's, you know, it's got some basics. It's got the standard. I don't know why it has the standard safety, but it has the standard safety. Okay? And it comes apart pretty easy. And we'll take it apart here really quick. And again, this was something where I really wanted to do some stuff to it. I figured with a different front sight, with proper front sight, and the Williams 54, which actually fits on the little rail on top. You know, you don't need optics for something like this. With a peep sight, it should work out really well. And, you know, everything would be perfect. But, come on. We have a problem. So it's a zinc frame. Nothing particularly wrong with the zinc frame all in and of itself. However, it's, you know, it's not, I don't know, not where I would go with it, because I don't think you're saving that much money. And as you might be able to tell on that side, it's also cracked from the factory. So you've got your 3 pins here to hold your barrel in place. It's 3 cotter pin or split pins right here. Okay, you got some screws looking over here, and you know the whole thing actually hangs together very well. It's not a horrible design. The action bar design is not horrible either. Okay. It's just that it came from the factory. First time I took it apart to clean it and check the mechanism before doing a video, there's a crack. It's cracked. It's just cracked. What the hell? Now, is this a one of a kind thing? Is this something where I'm not going to see it ever again? I don't know. You know, I can't tell. I can't tell you much about what's going on. I'm not even going to try to put this back together on camera. It's a little finicky putting it together. You may know my previous experience dealing with Rossi, Brastek, Heritage, whatever. You know, where they shipped the wrong number of cylinders when I was trying to do a Heritage Rough Rider cylinder order, and they accused me of lying. They told me that I didn't know what I was doing. They couldn't look at the pictures of the shipping weight on the package, on the postage label, and the weight that I provided them of the cylinders, like literal photos. I ended up having to send them a signature letter that cost me $10 to get them to acknowledge, after they tried to cancel and close my ticket multiple times for non-responsiveness after they told me they were escalating. They'd say, okay, we're going to escalate this. 2 days later, we're closing the ticket because you're not responding anymore. They never said anything. You know, and I would respond to the escalation with a thank you. They did that twice. And, you know, I'm just so pissed off at having to deal with their crap. I'm tempted to strip this of parts, put the parts on eBay, cut my losses, and never touch anything made by them again. Ever. Whew. Just so you know. But we'll see. I'll give them a call, and we'll see if maybe there's a possible resolution to this. It is, so this, your receiver cover here, okay, this is the cover, is actually pretty neat. You know, there's a lot going on here. It's actually a very simple machined piece. There's a lot going on here in terms of potential, what you could do with this. You know, you could replace this, make new ones, and aftermarket for, you know, the survival crowd is possible. There's a lot of possibilities. The bolt is actually a pretty simple, easy, well-designed bolt. It's a good bolt. You know, everything about it except the zinc, the Zamac receiver is just cracked from the factory. I don't know how many of them are. You know, this is the only one I've gotten to open, and I'm very disappointed. Fit and finish is average. you know, it's what you expect from a Rossi. The sights need to be removed and replaced with something more functional with a longer sight radius if you're going to actually use it. This barrel band thing here, you got to fix it. Whatever it is you have to do, if you're going to use this thing, you need to fix that. Shortening the magazine tube and threading the barrel would not be difficult at all. It's a pretty easy thing. In fact, I noticed the crack in the receiver because I started to look at the pins because I'm like, hey, this would actually be a really easy barrel to pull off and put on the lathe. But I didn't touch it. Didn't even get there. Just looked at it and said, wow, that is cracked all the way through, all the way across. Look at that. That is a solid crack all the way through, all the way across from the factory. 20 rounds of CCI quiets. Okay, this is not weird ammo. This is not... There's no reason... There's no reason that would crack it anyway because the bolt sits on the barrel, not the frame. Okay? So there's just... I really don't get it. I'm not happy. And I don't want to deal with their customer service, you know? So that's my take on the Rossi Gallery. It had the potential to be a poor man's Henry 22X model. You know, and it's practically disposable, but man, I don't like it. I don't like the crack. I don't like just getting a receiver cracked from the factory. I don't know if it's a design flaw, if it's a machining flaw, like making the barrel oversized. I don't know what the deal is, but it's not good, and I can't trust it. That's that. You know, that's all I've got for you on this one. I would like to say that I'll try again. You know, maybe, but I'm more likely to wait until someone starts making polymer X-style furniture for the Henry than mess with this. I just, you know, it's only $120 less than a Henry. Just get a Henry, all right? So keep shooting, stay safe, see you soon.